Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. Thank you for tuning in and being here with us because we value your time, and we always want to encourage you going forward. 2026 is upon us, and today I have a very interesting conversation. But before I do go ahead, I want to introduce myself. My name is 𝗥𝗵𝗲.
My name is Ria,
And
and
welcome
to
to our
our show.
show. Okay, so I am going to, today the conversation is going to be thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. And what I want to illustrate in this conversation, thoughts are things, and I always want to refer to this diagram because it's a very, very powerful diagram devised by a Viennese psychologist who, when he was treating his patients, this is how he would reference his patients based on their conscious mind, their subconscious mind, and their body. Now, why is the body here at the bottom? Why is that important? Your body is important because that is the instrument of your mind, and whatever is happening in your body is happening in your mind. So, say for example, if you are having any negative thoughts or any negative feelings, or the negativity is what you are saying every single day to yourself. But that is controlled here at the conscious. And at the conscious, I put, thoughts are things, which is the title of the conversation today, because thoughts are things. And this is taken from the book Think and Grow Rich. I wanted to refer that again because, your thoughts are things, and your thoughts, no matter what they are, whether it's the positive thoughts or the negative thoughts, they control our mind, and they control as to what we do in our actions, in our behaviors, and everything that is happening in our life today is because of our thoughts. So I want to ask you a question. What thoughts are you thinking every single day, even if you're at work? What are the thoughts that are going through your mind that you are saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, how is the day going to go so quick? Now, I mean, are you enjoying that moment? Are you enjoying that time at work? Are you enjoying it? Because if you're not enjoying those moments, then your conscious mind is derailing you from achieving what you are setting out to do. And so your conscious mind, as I put here on the right side, is your intellectual mind, your intellectual part of your mind. And your subconscious, you see, the subconscious is the emotional part of your mind, and the feeling part of your mind is also powerful. Your subconscious is the powerful part of your mind that is really helping you to act on those actions that you've set forward, act on those goals that you have for yourself. And as I said in the beginning, we are almost in 2026. What are the goals that you have today? What are the thoughts that you are setting up for yourself? And on this side, on the left side of the diagram, I mean, I have to look at it here on the left side, is the failures, and also the thoughts are things. And our failures, we always accept defeat, and we always want to learn from our failures, because learning from failure is very important than it is from your success. As we know of many of the successful people, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, they've all achieved greatness. And how have they achieved greatness? Because they have gone through failure. So failure has never been a defeat. They've never accepted defeat. And the only time you will not achieve to what you set out to do, your thoughts are the dominating part of your brain, the conscious mind. So your thoughts, if they are disserving you, you will quit. You will quit and go, which is what I have here on the left side. You will quit. You will not achieve your goals. You will not attempt to, you will not attempt basically to do what you want to achieve. And as 2026 is approaching, what are the goals? What are the steps that you are taking today? Because it's what we are doing today is preparing ourselves for our tomorrows that we want to learn from. And if you're not learning, you're not growing. And so I wanted to just end it there, because your thoughts are the most dominating part of your mind. And it's how we are controlled, your paradigms. I talked about this many conversations ago. I talked about the paradigm. Your paradigm is your limiting beliefs. Your paradigm, I'm going to take an example of your paradigms. Okay, so let's take, for example, you're at work, which most of you might be at work, and you want to take 10 steps forward towards achieving your goals, whether that goal is to have a promotion. That's a great goal. And so what are you doing? What are the steps that you are taking to making sure that the promotion you have, that you want to get, you will get? But there is no point, which is what I just mentioned. Your thoughts are things. Your thoughts do become things. And if your thought is not in the right place, which is your vibration, which is also what I referred to many conversations ago, I talked about the vibration, the AM and the FM frequency. How are you matching the frequency to where you are today, to where you want to go? So that is pretty much what I have to share with you today. I know it's a lot to digest, especially when it comes to your mindset. There is a lot. And I can talk on forever about the diagram, the illustration that I, showed you. And I can also talk on about, I know that when it comes to mindset, it is a very, very complex, but I will get back into, talking about this even a little bit more, so that you get familiar as to what you need to do, the actions that you need to take for the goals that you want to achieve.
Now, 𝗥𝗵𝗲,
Yes.
about you talked about thoughts are things. So what we believe and conceive, we will achieve. Now, if a person has, it's not always sunny, bright, positive thinking. If a person has negative beliefs or down moments where their thoughts are really down and depressing, how can one shift the gear? How one can change that vibration from negative to a positive vibration?
That is a great question. And, absolutely. I mean, anyone's day is never going to be rosy. Anyone's day is never going to be, you don't always are going to get up on the right side of the bed. But in reference to your question, how, if you are on a low vibration, so you are on the AM frequency, and you want to get to the FM frequency, what you need to do and what you need to ask yourself, and this is what I did. So I'm telling you as to what I did. So there was a period in my life where I was, I was always negative. I was always reactive. I was never proactive. And so you're asking someone who has been there, who's done that, so I can really guide you as to what that looks like. So if you are, you've been thinking negative, you always pessimistic, you never see the rainbow, or you never want to see it. And what you can do is to start by analyzing you. First of all, is you, because it's never about the external. It's never about the external as to, what we want or, whatever's happening. But it starts with you within. You've got to go internally. You got to narrow it down as to, okay, who are you today? And most important, what are the feelings that are coming up for you? And so when you can start to analyze your feelings, remember I talked about the subconscious mind is your feeling part of the mind, it's the emotional part of the mind. This is what's important. So once you can begin to analyze yourself on the internal, what are those thoughts that are coming up every day? How are you feeling every single day? And why is it happening? So I journaled. There was that period that I measured myself from 0 to a 10. Where am I every day? How am I feeling? What is going through my mind? Once you can start to really comprehend as to what is happening, once you can start to really see yourself, because it's yourself, it's no one else. You are playing with you. You are playing the game of life and the game that you want to achieve for yourself, no one else. So this is what you need to do. You need to start to analyze yourself. And
Thank you.
when I began to do that, Ria, it was a game changer, because you know what? Because it was never about the external. I needed to know as to who I was. I needed to know, what are those feelings? Why are they coming up? Why am I like this? So
Yeah.
and
So I guess the other thing too, right? We have to think. I have to think, right, that is it more like pleasing somebody else, or is it more pleasing, like either within the family, is it pleasing somebody else, or am I serving myself first? Because if you're doing it for others and not doing it for you, no matter what you do, they may look at it as a failure. So I think it's worth to, just like what you said, analyze. You journaled your journey. You analyze yourself and wrote it in a journal, to serve yourself. Analyze, and then slowly. I do believe too, Alka, in the spiritual aspect of things. So when a person is down, especially when the person is really down, there is no time for analysis, there's no time for journaling. So I believe that the spiritual aspect comes into play. So if you are, for example, if a person is spiritual, believe in God, I think it's a calling for us to actually, kneel on our knees and go back to God, right? Because then
that's a good, yeah.
we cannot do anything without the Lord. So I believe that if we're in a low point in our life, is actually it's a reminder that we need to turn back to God.
That is true as well. Absolutely. I mean, spirituality, you don't have to be religious, but if the spiritual side of you, because it's a high power. It's a high power, that really is going to help you in those moments. Yes, absolutely. Talking with God to like help you in the situation that you're in is going to help you. So I get that. So um do everything, do what it really takes, the spiritual side and what really happens. So I think that it's going to help, no doubt.
Amen. All right.
Exactly. Amen. Right. Exactly. So, if you have any questions, let us know. But apart from that, we have come to the end of another amazing conversation, and I will refer back to this tomorrow. And yeah, but with that being said, have a great day, everyone, and make the rest of the day the best of your day. And we will see you the same time, same place tomorrow morning. Bye.